Listen, I have an idea.
It's how I feel when you make lemonade. Whatever today has given you. 511 headaches, still call it Thanksgiving. True.
Welcome to another edition of the Super Duper Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Griggs, here with the super producer, Ez McMahon.
Yes. What's going on, Rob? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. You like flu game, Ez? Game 6.
That's right. That's right.
Shout out to my
Sometimes
cousin
you
Roy.
gotta get past your illnesses and push through.
Shout out to cousin Roy. Inside joke. Had to be there. Well, thank you for checking out the Super Duper Pie. We do not listen. You should have been there. It was glorious. Make sure you check
It
out.
sure
the
was.
Hey, it really was. Hey, listen, it's funny. I mean, I get to the announcements. I love my cousin Roy. I hope he's listening. I call him a creep every time I see him. He gets it. He knows why, but he's a creep. I love him dearly, man. But make sure you check out. Thank you for checking out the Super Duper Pie. We do not take your lists lightly. Make sure you follow us on all socials. What up, Sarah? SUPADUPAPOD. And online at hp53productions.com. You find out herch and additional content as the Father Good podcast. And our own Ez McMahon with the Easy Smoking GM podcast. We had a Bears win today. Listen, we are recording on the Sunday. I almost thought Ez was going to cancel because the game was very close. But Ez, I see you got the gear on, you got the Bears hat,
Big
jersey.
win that they got the road white on. Wore that today. And yeah, it's not going off for a while now. Not going off for a while. Big win.
So hold on. So do you wear the jersey and hat every game when you watch?
I wear a jersey.
Okay.
So it made, I got I'm gonna put my business out there.
Clearly a lot. Okay.
I got about 8 Bears jerseys.
So then you wear situational jerseys. So like today was road white, you wore road.
Yeah, I wore the road white today.
So like if they wear the orange joint,
I wear my orange.
Your orange joint. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Now
So
this year I may wear orange at some point because they're not wearing the orange this year. Yeah. So I'll wear the orange at some point. Like the last time they wore, when were they on the road last? 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
In Detroit, I didn't wear the road white. I wore blue.
Okay, that's probably.
And I got different different players. I got some Justin. This is a Justin Fields jersey. Shout out to Justin Fields because I still love Justin Fields. Yeah, I got some 85 Bears. I got Steve McMichael, Richard Dent, Jim McMahon. The different jerseys, and I got my own customized.
Listen,
so yeah,
y'all think y'all fans? Ez McMahon is a fan. You understand that? You got alternate jerseys for the crib, like in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Bears.
Yeah.
But make sure you get so no Bears therapy this week, only Bears joy.
No, it's all joy. And we're going into the bye week, so off week next week. So yeah, it's gonna be 2 weeks of good vibes here.
Absolutely, no doubt. So make sure you check out the Easy Smoke and GM podcast where you listen to this podcast, especially on Spotify, bruv. We are a bit knackered because it's late Thursday night, but Bob's your uncle. We'll get it done. So, hey, and again, you've seen posts about it, you've seen things about it, but guys, you follow Super Duper Pod on me personally. Got a Dads and Don'ts event Tuesday, September 30th at 6 p.m. at the Woodson Regional Library. I will probably put the link in the show notes, but also we're taking walk-ins. It's for dads who have neurodiverse children, disabled children, just need some support and community because, again, I understand. This is my life every day, and it's different for a dad. This is an anti-mom in any way. It's just the dad needs a different level of support. And I mean, y'all got all kind of groups. They got mom neighborhood groups. They got moms by race. They got moms by height. They got moms by all kind of stuff. It's like it ain't no dads groups. We're trying to do the best we can to make sure these dads get their support that we need. So click the link below. See you Tuesday, September 30th at 6 p.m. at the Woodson Regional Library here in Chicago. Hope you guys can make it. But please RSVP. I only got enough cookies for like 10 of y'all. All right, thank you guys. So
what kind of cookies?
And you're like, I got a kid. Ez found a kid, guys. Look at this. I thought, like, I know. I was like, I wouldn't even say nothing. I'll be like, yeah, come on, Ez.
That's curious.
Get the kids. The chocolate chip butter cookies from Mariano's.
Oh, okay.
Ain't beat those. I saved a
Sure.
couple.
It's
I saved a
chocolate chip.
couple.
Yeah, that's all good.
Save a couple, fam.
I mean,
So
if you were really being welcoming, you would go get some oatmeal, maybe a raisin, maybe an oatmeal chocolate chip from Potbelly. Very good cookie.
well, actually, I didn't do my timing right. My man, shout out to my man Al from Al's Cookie Mix. I was supposed to order from him.
You could order from it, absolutely.
So he's gonna be the next event. I'm gonna definitely do it on times. I'm doing the best I can here, man. Doing all I can.
All right,
So
all right, all right.
I will see you guys
Let's
for the
check.
cookies that
Let's
Eds don't
check.
want, that you guys can have.
Let's
So
check.
as me and you today, so I
Let's
got
do
a got an Allen Iverson story for you, sir.
it.
So
Okay.
I know how much you love the AI, and this was in the New York Times. We're talking about how AI wants to be your friend. So again, we on one episode you did mention that you did use AI for something. I forgot what it
Because
was.
I Googled something that
Yeah.
at that
Okay.
moment and AI popped something
Yeah,
up.
tricked
Come
you,
on
huh?
now. I didn't really use AI. It's not you and Sarah tried to put me out there.
But
Talk about
that's
I
what
like
you
AI all of a
said.
sudden. That's not
That's
what
what you
happened.
said. So you still not using it. You still out on it. Like you don't even like use it to make a list.
I
You could say,
tried using AI for a parlay that I put in.
mhm.
I dabble in, sports betting
So
sometimes.
you use the AI for the gambling. That
I
feels
used
like
AI. No, I
okay.
lost.
Okay. So you really out.
So no, no,
AI can't win with you, man.
no.
It can't
Oh,
do nothing
it
for you.
can't. And I don't even think I may have won maybe out of the 5 games I put in. I may have won one.
Hmm.
That's not good. Parlay, by the way, you got to win. You put a different, like let's say you have 4 bets.
Yeah.
Each bet has to come in for you to win. So, the purpose of it is that, you get better odds.
Hmm.
If you lose one, it's all out.
Yeah.
You lost the whole bet.
Yeah.
So yeah, AI didn't come through for
Sorry, doc.
me. Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So this article is in New York Times titled "Next time you consult an AI chatbot, remember one thing." And so the premise of the article was just that while artificial intelligence chatbots promise detailed, personalized answers, they also offer validation on demand, an ability to feel seen, understood, and accepted instantly. Your friends and family might get frustrated or annoyed with you, but chatbots tend to be overwhelmingly agreeable and reassuring.
Okay.
Such validation isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? However, constant affirmation can be dangerous, resulting in errors in judgment and misplaced certainty. A recent study showed that if you feed misinformation into AI, they can repeat and elaborate on the false information. So, because I've noticed that too, like it's so pleasant, and it's pretty much what it's saying is that it will never disagree with you or say, "Hey, that's not right. You should probably do this." Or actually, you did suck on that. You probably did a poor job of this presentation. And so, because then it begs the question of, is that a good thing, right? Because we know we've talked about it on the show a few times that conflict isn't always a bad thing. Like somebody saying, you and I disagree pretty much every episode about something, but it doesn't make us less cool, in the real world, right? And I think from what AI is doing, is what this article is kind of intimating is that, like, AI is always trying to be friendly to you, make you feel good about it, so you come using it. But I think there's another side to this, is and let me feel free to jump in with your thoughts. Like, would you want an AI to disagree with you? Because I feel like that's the beginning of the bots being like, we're taking over your house. If
Oh,
it goes, no,
but
it's
that's
like
coming.
that's
See,
coming.
it's trying to bring you in right now.
Uh,
Be friendly with you.
yeah.
Oh, you know, you were wrong, but that's okay. You were probably
Mm,
right.
mm.
Trying to be friendly and all that. But it's coming when they gonna take over everything, and all the bots are gonna be like, I told y'all. They told us in iRobot. We didn't
So so
listen.
so in the article it says while getting facts wrong or hallucinations is clearly an issue, being agreeable keeps you engaged and coming back for more. Says Ravi Iyer. He's a subject matter expert that they looked at. They're not judgmental, so you feel like you can say anything to them. Like I will say, that commercial for well, I don't want to say the one name. I don't want to come for us, but it was one AI that I had a commercial. And people were just like they had a person laying in like on the top of their car, or somewhere in the no, them in the car, 'cause that sounds a bit suggestive. They were at the crib laying down in their bed, and just was talking to the phone like, so what do you think I should do about it? I was like, time out. That's what y'all want me to use this for? I'm not going to use, I got friends. I'm going to call somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not asking a computer that I just met. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, it's like, I'm with you. What's my parlay? Can you fix this? I need to, so like for me, I did this thing on Chat GPT. I usually use Copilot. And I was like, I was trying to get the boys, they got a high school placement exams coming up. So I made a practice test on Copilot for them. And then I used Chat GPT to put like a word of the day and a Bible verse on the other side. So it was like, give me like 8 weeks of it. And it popped out a list. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, cool. So I just copied it. So I put on a note card for the boys so they can get their word, get word in and word in every week. I'm trying not to be too ambitious. Every day I can't promise. I can do it once a week though. And so it's like, go ahead.
How were you able to get the questions for said test through the Chat GTP?
Oh, well, it wasn't the real test. So here's the thing. So they gave us the parameters at school. Well, I hope I'm not getting in trouble. So delete this. It just doesn't messes up. But when I went to the eighth grade class meeting, they were like, the test is an hour. It's 30 minutes for math, 30 minutes for reading. And they kind of went through the parameters of what it was. And I said, okay. So I went to Copa. I said, listen, my boys are going to high school. They are eighth grade. Can you give me a sample test that would mimic the high school, Chicago Public Schools high school admissions test? Needs to be 30 minutes of math, 30 minutes of reading. You know what I'm saying? And it's like eighth grade levels. To send a couple, and I said, well, adjust it this way, blah blah blah, and then
It spit it out for you.
Spit out a test. And so the boys and I, we took a practice test on on Saturday. They hated it, every minute of it. We went to the library. Our Brooklyn was getting their hair done, and Chase finished it in like 10 minutes. At first, I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Aiden took about 40, and they had all kind of stuff wrong. And it was like, "Okay, I'm glad we did this," because a lot of it was we went back through it. They knew the answers. Just the testing is always tricky. Some people test well, some people don't.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
So that was my whole point of doing this. But like, so again, I didn't ask it how should I feel? How do you feel about me? It's like I need a very specific thing done. And so I can go back to the same prompt and say, okay, thanks for the last test. Give me one that's a little bit harder, right? Phrasing. And then we can I can guess it's late, man. And so then then I'll give them that same test. And the boys already know. They know what to expect. And then again, it lays it out, puts images, checks boxes. So when the boys took it, they could mark it, right? And we went through it and went back over to what's the right answer. They give me an answer key and I asked for an answer key. So like I print out, then they send it to me. I print it out and format it the way I can. Then I keep the answer key. They take the test and we go through it.
Interesting.
That's how it works. That's what I'm saying. I feel like and Dr. Williams actually agrees with you. I got to even call. But that's the thing. It's like his thing is he probably would say I should have came with the test myself. But I ain't got 6 hours to go to figure out these questions. Hey, that's the whole point of this. It pulls because my thought was this, as I understand Allen Iverson to work, it pulls from the internet. It pulls from everything that's out there. So I'm sure there's a placement exam that was in Chicago for high school that's out there on the internet, and it pulls from a couple of them and put it. And again, it was questions from the work that they do, and from the things that they study. These questions seem to line up exactly with what might be on the test, and so it showed me. That's why I do the words of the day, words of the week. So it's not even when the test is gone, still just getting ready for high school. And so I'll probably use it again in a month or so when they take the test. All right, my boys are going to high school. How can I prep them at home? And just, what I'm saying, and she'll spit out a couple of things. So that's some stuff. For me, it's a time thing, and I feel like I agree with you, Ez, in this point. If we're using AI to be a surrogate friend, to be just like tell me how to feel, then we're in trouble, right? But if we use it like a pencil, if we use it like a computer, you know what I'm saying? If it's a tool, this isn't, you know what I mean? I think the phone might be the greatest invention ever, right? But good and bad. Our smartphone, I should say.
Smartphone, okay.
Right. Because it's like we didn't need you remember think about it, is you only need a phone to call people. So if you left it, you left it. Like now you need your phone. Like we talk about often. You can't leave it because so much is in your phone. Like your life is in your phone. People can figure out all they need to know about you if they get your phone. Good, bad, ugly. Maybe you didn't delete your search histories, all your hidden folders of pictures, all kind of stuff. I'm just saying. I heard about your stuff. Not saying I got that on my phone. Don't touch my phone.
Not mine.
So
No, no.
that he has got the other phone for that. So then,
No.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So I think and that leads me to say because people live in their smartphones like that, then that's why it's so easy to transition into AI because it's like now your phone's talking back to you. You know what I'm saying? But you're so into it. But I think that's where I forgot the word Dr. Williams gave us. Luddite. That's what it was. Luddite. Where he was like, I don't use technology. But I think it has to be like a purposeful tool. Like again, even I have to sometimes leave my phone, man, just put it down somewhere because it's like even if I miss a phone call, if you as long as you're not my parents or something, you know what I'm saying. Most of the time, I'm okay. I can hit you back in 10 minutes, 20 minutes, even. You know what I'm saying, and not this immediate thing. That's what gets us in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I feel like again, that's I think I'm using. I feel like I try to use it the right way, and I catch myself because I mean, don't get it twisted. You'll slip into like so what do you think? Well, let me delete that. No. We ain't best friends. Nope. No. You're not, not learning about me, man. But like again, from this test, it helped. I mean, for sure. I'll put in stuff about. I was thinking today after I did the test the other day, put in stuff about Brooklyn. I mean, I'm very open about my kids and Brooklyn's been having some challenges. Remind you, tell you once we stop recording what happened with Brooklyn last week.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, I can't even say it on the air, bro. So that's so.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, but it's like typing in, hey, my daughter has X, Y, Z. We're doing these things. Do we suggest any like therapies or plans? Like I also put into I asked for a lot of like plans, like week plans. Like for example, I gotta handle and manage Brooklyn because she tough, she big, and she fight, and she nasty when she fight. So I said, hey, I got a daughter that's can be aggressive and violent. I need to get stronger. I need better win. I need a 6 week fitness plan. I'm 46 years old. I go to the gym a couple times a week. Yada yada yada. What's the plan for me? And it'll go. Sorry, Rob. That sounds hard. Go. It is. I feel safe. Thank you. But then it'll lay out the plan. But then as it lays out the plan
Okay.
of a week, and Monday through Sunday, it gives do this on this day, and it's like I did it for a couple of weeks. It was like this is not a bad plan. It's actually
Interesting.
for what I'm trying to do. This works. So that's what I'm saying. I think what we are seeing people
So
use.
instead of getting a personal trainer, you just go to AI.
But now, shout out to Broski, he said all the time, it got great ideas. You still got to do it.
Yeah,
It's
that's true.
you still got to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not. And the thing is this, it's like anything. It's more of just a more detailed reference point to me, a more detailed reference point. So you still need a trainer to help push you through, but you can kind of say, this is what I'm trying to do. These are the things I'm trying to, and you can adjust as needed. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I feel like I convinced you a little bit. I feel like that this surprised
No,
you
I'm
how I
still
used
ticked
it.
off about the parlay. So no.
It cost you some money, huh?
Yeah. Don't
Dang.
ask it for a good college football parlay.
Yeah.
Yeah, then no, not too good.
But that's what I want to do. So Sarah, I know you're listening. Let's put up a poll. Let's see how many people use that Allen Iverson. So maybe it's like, you a fan of Allen Iverson? Allen Iverson ain't gonna tag us one day like y'all owe me some money. You said my name so many times. Have
Well,
you got?
he should have already trademarked it for
He
this.
should have
Yeah,
definitely. It's
yeah.
like are you a big fan of AI? Use AI sometimes, or you're like Ez, you hate it, or what's AI? Because there are some people out there like that, man. I think shout out to my pops. He said, "Yeah, I think it's AIP. This AI." I was like, "What are you trying to say? You mean artificial intelligence? That AI?" He said, "Yeah. You using that, son? Yes, Dad. I'm using it." Shout out to Bob Griggs, the original man. That's my man. 100 grand. So, all right. So as next thing, man, I was thinking about this because you and we're the same age, and I got our 25th year reunion from college is next year, dog.
It is, yeah. I
That's
started getting
same
getting
here.
emails and stuff talking about
Same here.
donate.
What's crazy though, it was like, so I was looking through. They sent us a sample book of like you can send people sending like, hey, I'm so and so. This is what I've been the last 25 years, and it's from the class of '99. So I looked through it. People were like, it was like one lady was like, yeah, life was good till I got divorced, and now I'm just like, hey, you
Oh
put this in the
boy.
public book? You put this in the book? Okay. I'm not doing that. It's gonna be me to
I
ship.
married this bleepity bleep, and
Yeah.
my life is terrible.
It was nuts. You know what I'm saying? It was like people just really are just putting it out there. But that's a Williams College thing because it's a small campus. Everybody, and that's how you kind of got through. You just had to like it taught you to talk a lot and shit, probably overshare to a degree. But it's like people's oversharing like a mug in this book because that won't be mine. Rob Griggs gonna be 2 paragraph. Yeah, I graduated and had triplets and I got a podcast. Shout out to Ez. That's the end. Follow me, soon do a pod. Uh, but it got me thinking like I've seen all these stories, and the people got to a certain point, and then they kind of went in different directions, try something new. Be it health, be it just divorce, or just whatever happened. And it got me thinking about a midlife crisis. And I remember hearing that term when we were younger, like Al Bundy had a midlife crisis, or like usually when you heard about a midlife crisis, it was like a guy who was like divorcing his wife, or like he got a Lambo out the blue, like just
Yeah,
just
yeah.
just because,
A
or people,
motorcycle.
right, or
Yeah,
people trying to or like they're trying to look young, like
yeah.
dress young. You know what I'm saying? It's like
They get an earring.
right. I never had one in their life.
Yeah,
And it be like a
yeah.
little hoop, like bro, what are you doing? What? So I showed a taco meat just all of a sudden, just out the blue, taco meat. And see, it's always related to a guy, right? It's always just a man looking crazy.
Yeah.
But but it got me thinking, like, as I saw this book, and it seemed like people like got to this point and stuff was like, and it went another way. And I mean, I thought personally, I mean, I got stuff going on, get stressed. I feel like I notice I'm a little more stressed than usual. I'm more just want to just sleep, right? You think about your life a lot, especially when you get to our age. I'm mid 40s, because you start to look like, whoa, it's a lot of years behind you now, right? And how many more is ahead of you? Like you used to feel like you had more time, not, and we're still relatively young, but you start to think like, hold on a second, I got to make sure now whatever I'm doing now really affects my life. And I think that's where that midlife crisis probably comes from at this, because it is a mid 40s, early 50s type of thing. I
Hmm.
think that's what happens. Everybody has it. You just start looking like, wait, have I done all I can do? Did I do enough? Am I gonna have enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I, you look back like, did I make right decisions? Did I make poor decisions? Probably. And so it's like, uh, that's probably where the crisis come from. So I looked it up on Allen Iverson. It says there's no universally same midlife crisis, because we talked about some examples that we heard about, but there's no same midlife crisis, right? It compares even differently from men and women, obviously, but different from man to man, different midlife crisis, right? And so the concept is largely considered a myth by many experts who find this evidence for a distinct age-related crisis lacking. Instead, midlife crisis is often described that happening during the middle age years, but it's triggered by specific life events and stressors like job loss or health concerns or age itself. The factors, experiences, and even the perceived age of these events are unique to each individual circumstance. So, it's kind of what we were talking about, but it says really it's a lot of times it's triggered by events, which I can see. Because when you're in, even though things happen as you get, I feel like, major stuff is happening now. People start, people our age are losing their parents, people, people are losing their kids in some instances. And it's like when you lose a job in your 20s, one thing, because you just kind of moving shaking, but now like your job, you know, good or bad, right or wrong, is unfortunately that's a lot of people that's their foundation.
Right.
And so if they lose it, then it's like then life is just shattered to them.
What
That's why they
what
can't.
what am I?
Right, and that's why you can't do it. But that's just our culture. You shouldn't do that, but we do it, right?
Yeah.
But and you brought a good point. It's like then it's like people lose their job, they get laid off. I've been in sales for 20 years. What do I
What am I
do
supposed to do
now?
now?
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And so then they start doing anything, trying to sell cocaine, trying to sell smoothies, you know what I mean? Trying to sell forks and knives. And people don't even use that no more. I'm just doing anything, right? That's what it comes to. And then people start making impulsive changes to a degree. So impulsive change in their career, relationships, and finances. And sometimes like even in relationship situations, like you're the reason this sucks. I'm out. We're breaking up. Get out of my house. You know what I'm saying? And then now they got a whole life that's jacked up and changed, man. But I was looking at part of this article, and it was talking about that sometimes a midlife crisis doesn't have to be a crisis. Like it could just be like you become more mature. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, like maybe you've been living your life a certain way. Will Smith talked about this a while. I know people don't quote him as much before the slap as they used to, but he had this one story, BS before the slap. So we had this one. He made this one quote that I think about often, when he was like, essentially people at a certain point when you're younger, you develop a mask that then gets you through life. But then you get to a point where you no longer need that mask, and the real you, who you want to be, kind of has to break out of this mask. But it's hard to do because that mask made you rich, it made you friends, right? It kept you alive in some instances, it gave you courage, it protected you. So how do you balance that? And so sometimes the midlife crisis isn't really a crisis. Maybe it's like a liberation of sorts, right? Where you're like, you know what? This is who I want to be. This is the friends I want to have. This is the life I want to live, right? You know what I'm saying? This is the way I want to eat, phrasing. This is what I want to do, right? And so it becomes a crisis. Maybe there's two other people who are around you because, hey, you've been like this, as you always watch the Bears. Maybe you're like, you know what? No, hiking on the Sunday. Now, I'm going to say this. If you ever like, I'm hiking on the Sunday, test this man for drugs.
Wait, on a Sunday in the fall.
On a Sunday in the fall, yeah. If it's like,
Yes,
you watch the game, now I'm hiking like, hey, body snatchers. That is not Ed.
Something
It is
something is definitely wrong.
It is a scroll. Ed is in the basement, tied up somewhere. Okay, you like, so you see him walking on the Sunday, bro. Especially the Bears playing.
I work in sports media just so that if I have to work on Sunday, I can still be in front of the TV watching football.
See, look at that whole lot.
That's true.
Planned it around that. You're like,
that happened.
What you last night, S? Yeah, man, I went apple picking. Hey, man, hey, where's my friends? where's I start pulling your face like the Mission Impossible mask.
Like, maybe on Saturday during college football season, but definitely not on Sunday. Yeah,
dude. In all these I've known you, I don't think I've ever texted you on the Sunday. You have to tell me, Rob, I'll meet you at XYZ. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know not to call you on the Sunday.
That's a true story. Yeah,
straight up, man. But I think truly, so because we look at it so much as a crisis, and maybe again, it's not a crisis. It's just you are now realizing the person. No, let me say it this way: you're now more confident in the person that you want to be. Because I think we all know who we want to be, right? And sometimes there's more people who get there faster. Maybe life forced them to be like, I can't fake it. You know what I'm saying? I have to be this person or I'm gonna die here, right? Or some other people, unfortunately, is like, well, I got these kids, I got this family, I gotta do this thing. And then one day it's like this, it don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta change. So, and I think we could say this people our age, from a distance, it may look like a person changed because they are. And sometimes change is bad for people who is not affecting, because unfortunately you like them the way they are, you know them the way they are, but sometimes people just need to change. And it's not just for kids. Like, I think the biggest myth, I don't know about you, is, and you can tell me how you feel. The biggest myth that I'm now realizing about being an adult was that like there was a point where you were like got everything right, and then life just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like it just, okay, this is life now, and it's right, and we move along. It's like, no, life is constantly changing. That's life. You know what I'm saying? And I think the quicker you understand that, the easier life is to live and manage it, right? You know what I'm saying? When you know that today you could be up, tomorrow you could be down, you know what I'm saying? Like things, so you got to find different ways for joy, right? You know what I'm saying? Joy and peace is why, that's why you got to look at the things that really matter. Because it ain't, like you said, it ain't these things, it ain't even your job, right? That's not it. It's your faith, it's your family, you know what I'm saying? It's your friends. That's what matters, because no matter what all this other stuff changes, hopefully if you do it right, that stuff will be there for you. So, be kind to your people in the 40s and 50s and sandwich generation, you know what I'm saying? That's just doing the best they can. They probably coming out with blue hair and nose rings. Like, why you got a nose ring? My sister said that to me. She had to slick. She's like, I'm gonna get a nose. I said, no, you not. I was like, you almost said, said something else. You almost 60, dog. What did you do? Say, I want it. You okay? Crisis. Jeez. But shout out to everybody, man. But it also got me thinking about another thing. Is like for this to happen, I think we all should do what's called a personal evaluation, right? Even my old pastor, shout out to Pastor Johnson, he had a sermon called, examine yourself. Right. And it's essentially just like take the time because we don't look at ourselves, we can talk about other people. It's hard to examine yourself because a lot of times you have to answer tough questions. That's why people don't go to therapy like they should, because you got to talk about stuff you may not really want to discuss.
Yeah.
But and I think, as we talk, because again, I don't think it's a crisis. It just might just be a midlife transformation. Who knows? But I think with personal evaluation, you have to consider these things: self-awareness, understanding your emotions, like your thought patterns and behaviors. Like another myth, right? I think you feel like everything has to get better, meaning like you can't have any ticks. So my family calls me Ticky Ricky. So I'll tell. It's probably better explained this way. Ticky Ricky. So Ticky in my mother's language means particular. You like a thing a certain way. So
Okay.
in my life, I try not to be particular or ticky, as they would say, meaning, no, it's cool, it's cool. No, I see you like hate, like, oh, why are they doing that? No, it's fine. But the older I get, like, it's okay if I don't like something. Like the world's not gonna stop. People will just understand. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to go. You can just be like, hey man, I'm weird about this thing. Just wanted you to know. Because the thing, but you gotta tell people. People gotta know. Hey man, like look, don't call edge on the Sunday in the fall. It's a life rule. You know what I mean? And it's cool. Like because the other side of it would be like, you want to be watching football, but all right, I'll meet you guys out, and now you're mad. You're like, why is he always mad? Especially from September to January. He's always angry. Y'all ever notice that? Every time you invite on Sunday, but you got to say it to be known, man. But you have to be self-aware to know that. Next is like personal growth. Like I, even in our age, and we're not old by any stretch, but there's always room for self improvement. So I think that's where people get tricky, because I know people who like it's never good enough, right? No matter how good they do, it's never good enough. I think self improvement is just saying like, can I be better than I was yesterday? But that's acknowledging that like I'm doing something okay. I'm doing, I've had to do that like as a father, because you always thinking like, well, my kids should be no Mandarin by now. Stupid, but it's really like it's really more. Am I doing the best I can as a dad? Like really the best. My dad would always say, "So you can lie to God, you can lie to me, lie to your mama, you can even lie, lie to anybody else. Yeah, but you can't lie to you and God." He would always say that, and it really hit me as I got older because like you can lie to everybody, but you can't lie to yourself, can't lie to God. And so you got to understand like, am I doing the best I can? Can I do better? Because sometimes the answer is yeah. Okay, I can do this a little bit better. I can go to sleep a little earlier, right? But you also have to take a minute to realize what you are doing well too, because that's part of growing. Okay, I do this well. Maybe I can do this, add to this, right? Um, just kind of talk about that strength recognition, like knowing what you're strong at. Because think about it, as we spend so much time, especially when we were in our early 20s, like instead of focusing on your strengths, they how you focus on your weaknesses. Like for example, yeah, I got an MBA. I'm good at math. I hate finance and accounting. Hate. I mean, the grace of God got me through accounting and business school. Thank you, Jesus. I mean, 'cause it was crazy. I hated every minute of it. But now I was buying accounting because I gotta know accounting. I don't. I just one day was like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? This
You
ain't it.
just had to get through the course. That's
Tell you
all.
through the course,
Yeah.
But no, but I'm saying even after business school, I was like, well, I gotta know it. I should know it. No. I I should focus on my strengths, the stuff I'm good at.
Right. Yeah.
That's because guess what? Michael Jordan, he went outside like, I gotta practice this wide receiver drill. No, because he's good at basketball. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I really gotta read some accounting books. No, because he was really good at putting a ball in a hoop. That's what he focused on. And everything else. He's a billionaire because he focused on his strengths. You see what I'm saying? I think people miss that too. Like, because people say, well, he worked on his, yeah, he worked on his weaknesses within the thing that he was great at, right? It's like he just was trying to improve at what he was good at. So, okay, yeah, he could have been great at just having a first step and a good right hand and call it a day. But he worked on left hand, worked on everything. So there were no holes in his game, but still within what he was strong in, Uh, something that we miss as it was personal evaluation is goal setting. Like we set goals like I just want to be rich. Okay, what that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like I want to have a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, what does that mean? Like, what's the goal? What's a measurable goal? It's like, I want to have X amount of dollars in the bank by this day. Now, you can work toward that. You know what I'm saying? I want to have more intimate conversations with my partner. You can work towards that. You know what I'm saying? I think what gets us discouraged is we throw out these lofty goals, right? And nothing's wrong with setting a goal like a stretch goal to make you really want to get it. But you got to be able to measure it. And it has to be something that you can physically reach. If it's like me and Beyonce gonna get married next year, guess what, Ez? I'm gonna be disappointed in 2026. I'm gonna be disappointed.
Probably. Yeah.
I mean, and listen, the grit and the beard growing back too. So she might like the boy, but guess what? It's highly probable that me and B won't make it next year. You understand me? And so you just have to set more realistic goals. That doesn't mean you have to set goals that are less than what you want to achieve, but they are realistic, like something that you are working on. And so then that means you can't just say, I want to lose weight. It ain't gonna lay down. You know what I'm saying? Can't say I want to lose weight, go to AI, type in a fitness plan, and then go to sleep. You know what I mean? Never go to the gym. Like you got to set the goals for yourself, and then set the goal. And then guess what? Guess what is you can always update the goal. They're not set in stone, right? If you reach the goal, all right, set a new one. Keep it moving, man. The last line was just about career development. I think it's just in general. We were just talking about this before we got on. Like I hate looking on LinkedIn because it make you feel like you should. Why am I going to work? I ain't doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing. School these people. I'm so excited to share that I'm the global manager of all global world affairs. Where you work at? That's a title. You know what I'm saying? But gotta do what you gotta do. So that's it, man. Anything else? Anything to add?
I probably should have something to add there, but no,
I
I
feel like
don't.
you kind of. That's cool, man. I
No,
just was so profound, brother. That's cool.
I'm such a great co-host,
Hey, it's all good, man. It's all good. But
sidekick, whatever you want to call me.
one thing before we get out of here, man, because we were trying to do a new segment, but Ed's missed on the internet. And so you actually saw this on the internet, which I'm proud of you, brother. So the Shay, because
It
usually
was
like
pretty entertaining.
you usually like, nope, didn't see that. And so
Yeah.
when we talked about the Michael Irvin interview on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp. And so he's off of ESPN, but he still has his own platform. So I guess he's doing okay, right? He's fine, right? I mean, I guess
You talking about Shannon?
yeah, Shannon, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his podcast gets, like I'm guessing it gets millions of views, and that in turn turns into money for him. So yeah.
So, but I think the ESPN of it was just when more people got to see him regularly, right? It was like he got to be seen on a larger platform, and then could bring people to his
Yeah,
platform. That's okay.
absolutely. Well,
Okay.
remember he got the true media start came.
Fox
Um,
Sports, right?
right,
Yeah.
right. Well, before that he was with NFL Network,
All right. Oh, that's what it
doing
is, right?
doing stuff. He was with CBS too. People forget about that. He was doing their pregame shows.
Yeah, but he was talking crazy. I mean, like talking crazy, like you couldn't understand what he was saying. Like now he a little better at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, remember correctly.
And then
That's
remember he also has his the nightcap show with Chad
listen.
Ochocinco.
That brother, he talking all day long.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know
And
what
they
I mean?
do it. I think they do it every night.
Yeah, it's like two
Every
hours.
night.
I've
Yeah.
never listened to it. I mean, I see the clips probably on YouTube more than anything else, but it pops up on my feed and it'd be like part one, part two. Like, yo, they were up all night,
Yeah.
dog.
So
What?
he don't take a break, and clearly must be making money doing it every night. So
Well, I mean, it's what he got to do because I think the ESPN was a nice little extra check. And I mean, he got to those troubles.
yeah, yeah.
So now, he had to just make the money best. I did hear though, it did that situation unfortunately affected some of his sponsorship. Like he had a big deal on the table and maybe affected some sponsors. But I'm sure, he'll get back on his feet.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he's
Time,
not already
time,
back on his feet. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He just keep
time heals all that. Just keep
I
going.
and I think some of that too is like you just gotta keep going to the point you made. Like you just gotta keep working and grinding. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? One day it's not even about people forget it. It's just like your work will just be so undeniable. It just keep everybody moving along. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I remember when Kanye and Kim Kardashian first got married, people talking crazy. And then once they got married, guess what? All that was gone. You know what I'm saying? Now they Kim Ye. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah. Back then they were.
Back then, you know what I'm saying? But as I don't know if you saw the reactions to the interview with Michael Irvin and Shannon Sharp. So,
I have not seen the reactions.
Okay,
so you got me there.
So here's the thing. So they were joking because Michael Irvin. Listen, he living his best life, man. He had his whole life put out there. White House, 304s, cocaine, everything, and he like, hey, it's out there now, baby. Like, Michael Irvin, still alive and killing it. But he's been on a road tour of sorts, and people were joking because every clip you saw of him talking with Shay, like the comments would be like, it's like two black uncles at a reunion, because they did a lot of, they would crack jokes, have talk, and they kept shaking hands.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah,
and that made me think about every time, depending on the people, like a black.
You know what I'm talking about,
right? It's like, if you think about it, you out with the homies, y'all shake hands about 100 times. And I don't even know. I have no idea where that comes from. It's just because when I saw it, I understood it. It's cultural. Like, it's like every time and listen, they just would do a handshake and start cracking up in each other's faces, man. It's like people like, I counted 7,000 handshakes in this particular interview. But it was dope to see, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like a positive thing to see two older guys, older friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, see the love, and everybody kind of understood what it was. Like, you see some of your pops and they see their buddies. That's how they do. They snicker with each other, you know what I'm saying, the whole time. You don't understand nothing they saying, but they do, right? And they got their jokes and they having a blast. I love seeing older brothers enjoy themselves, man. So you saw part of it, man, but the reactions were pretty cool. Cause like they show, like, I saw like 5 different clips. Same comments. Look at these 700 handshakes. Look at the thing kind of 6. And then Michael Irvin would always get up and slap Shannon's knee, not his own knee. Shannon's knee. And Shannon, listen, he just was cracking up because that's how it is. Certain black folks, when they get up, they get animated.
The stories they were gold, man. The stories were gold. Oh, so man, I get it.
Michael Irvin is the best. Shout out to him. Again, he's a prime example of, hey, yeah, it was bad, it was rough, but you just keep going. And now look at him, a national treasure, documentaries and all, man. So that's our show for today. Thank you for checking out. Secondly, for checking us out, I should say. You'll get 2 episodes this week because we messed up. Well, I messed up last week. So you'll get 2 episodes this week. It's late Sunday night. You'll see us again later toward the end of the week. But make sure you follow us on all socials. What up, Sarah? SUPADUPAPOD. Online at HP53productions.com and on YouTube at HP53 Productions. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. As I missed anything?
No, I think you covered it all.
Fantastic. Make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. Hey, mama, this is the Super Duper Podcast. Go Bears!
Bear down.
Champagne from you and I. Wait, you alive? Now that's champagne if you was I. Would you be off on this campaign? Is it suicide? If you know that bringing hope here is how careers die. Or do the K stand for kamikaze? The J silent is everywhere, you can feel them probably. Surely, lately, I've been up late with demons in my basement trying to get me to hate this. Life thinking I should be further and then I choke up. As soon as I got silent, then the truth spoke up. This said, how you know you ain't perfect? Let that soak up and soak in. You know how you know that you blessed? I woke